Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for hitting that play button for another episode of the Hetty Coleman podcast. Now, the thing that I enjoy most about doing these podcasts is just sitting down with people, getting them to get their story out so that you, yes, you listener, can learn, be inspired, and connect. And I believe that when we connect, I truly believe that we grow community, and from that, community wins. And today, I am sitting down with one of the coolest cats that I know right here in my hometown of Guthrie, America, and he goes by the name of Tim Swonger. Did I say that last name right?
You did. Yep, Swonger.
Swonger. And so the last person that I sat down with, her last name was Spellagine. Spellagine. So when I would look at her name, I'm like, I don't even know how to say it. So I just said,
right.
I am sitting down. I just said her first name. And then we tried to get me to say her name the right way. And so, Tim, I'm so glad you're with me, man.
Man, I'm glad to be here, Hetty. This is a really nice setup you got here.
Well, you know what I'm saying. We're just trying to do the best we can here in Guthrie, America. So when people come to town and they come sit down with me, they walk in, they be like, man, I feel like I need to move to Guthrie. Y'all are doing cool stuff.
Yeah,
you know?
Super cool.
Yeah. So, so I have a couple of ways that I was going to try to kick this off by asking a question. But I think what I want to do is go with, can you tell me about the morning you woke up and knew it was the day you would tell your job that you're done?
Oh, man, the morning. I don't know if it was really just a morning, but like I'd say over a series of weeks or a couple months or so. It was the beginning of 2019, so last year. I guess it was just like in normal conversation with my boss, and there was a lot of like turnover at my last company. So my manager was switching like every few months, it seemed. But one manager I had, he was pretty cool, and I would talk flipping with him sometimes. But really, I guess it was just like, I had been flipping and reselling for a while.
Yeah.
I'd say since middle of 2018, and I was just kind of like, doing it little by little, just every day. And I wasn't doing shoes at the time. I was doing vinyl records mostly.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah.
And but I don't know. I guess as time went on from the middle of 2018 to March or April of 2019, and my sales started increasing, I started becoming knowledgeable of more things to sell than just vinyl records, like sneakers, sports cards. And as my inventory started to grow and sales got bigger, I just got to a point where I was, like making enough on the side flipping to where I thought that, I could take that leap of quitting my day job to do this full time and make it work. And but there was a sports card release in April of 2019, and it was this it was a really big deal. Like there's a company called Panini, and they make this high-end product called National Treasures, and retail is like, it was $750 for this box of cards, and I managed to get 4, and they immediately were like reselling on the aftermarket for like $2,500 the same day.
Yeah.
And so when I managed to get 4 of those, I flipped them immediately, and that just gave me a big bump in my capital. And I already had like inventory that I was sitting on, and just my time at work at my day job, I just knew I wasn't passionate about it, and I was passionate about reselling. So I guess that kind of gave me the confidence and kind of the capital support that I needed to make that that final decision around April or May.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so when was the last day of your job?
It was May 24th.
May 24th.
Yep.
What was that day like so did you go to work that morning and work a full day and left?
Yeah, I think I did work a full day. Even though it was my last day, work like was really busy, and it was just a team of 5 people, including me. So like 4, and then our manager. But like volume, I was in accounts payable, and volume was just really high at the time. And with all the turnover, there was just a lot of work on just a few people. So I wanted to like leave my group in like the best shape possible. So I didn't just like dip out earlier or slack off on the last day. I wanted to help them out as much as I could.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, that's real nice of you. So you end up working a full day, busting your tail, make sure your team was left in good shape.
Yeah.
You walk out that door, you go get in your car, you start. Was there a moment where you just like took a deep breath? Like, because you're about to leave. Because some of the things about entrepreneurship, and you've experienced this, is like that's a steady paycheck that's going to come every week.
Yeah.
Right? So you start your car up, you're sitting there, you getting ready to drive, 30, 40 minutes from your house to your job. Was there a moment in there where you took a deep breath? What was that like?
I think I felt free for sure, but there was also that unknown kind of just like, what if this doesn't work out?
Yeah.
What if like, what's my backup now if this doesn't work out? But I guess I knew I had, another paycheck coming. And since
he's like, I'm gonna do my
I was like,
I got one more check and I'm gonna do everything I can to make sure. Yeah.
It was really that like fight or flight mentality where it was like this has to work. Like I have to make this work because I know I don't want to go back working for someone else. Like I know this is what I want to do.
You knew that.
So, yeah. I just knew it.
When did you get that feeling of like, I don't want to work for anybody else? Do you remember when you got that feeling? Was that when you were a young kid, or what did that look like for you?
Yeah, I've actually had that feeling, or just that entrepreneurial spirit since high school. Like I knew since high school that I wanted to be an entrepreneur and own a business at some point in my life. So I guess I've always known that I wanted to work for myself.
High school, was that freshman year, sophomore year?
I think it was around sophomore, junior year.
Okay.
Yeah. I went to accounting, even though I knew I wanted to be a business owner. I went to Mustang High School, and they offered accounting classes. And I had my cousin was married at the time. She's not anymore, but her husband at the time, he owned a business, and it was like I want to say he bought like electronics and refurbished them.
Okay.
But he had like a big warehouse, and I remember helping him out one day. And while I was like helping with the electronics, he was working on his accounting. And I remember one thing he told me was, he said, "Man, if you know accounting, you can run your own business, no problem." And that was like his biggest obstacle at the time. And since I think he knew I wanted to own a business someday, and because of that, that kind of stuck with me, and which is why I took some accounting classes in high school, and that's ultimately what I did in college as well. Went to UCO in Edmond and got my degree in 2013. But my thought was I would, go to school, get my accounting degree, work in accounting, save up money to start a business someday, and go from there. And it's kind of funny how that's played out because
you've done it.
Yeah.
Like, did you set goals along the way to kind of help with milestones, or did it just happened?
It really kind of just happened. Like, actually, so I'm the type of person who gets comfortable. I can get comfortable. And there was a time there where probably in like the first 3 or 4 years of my accounting career where I just felt comfortable and I was like, this is fine. I don't like, I kind of lost sight of my wanting to own a business and was just content working for somebody else and doing accounting. But I think it was when my wife and I started the boarding house. And I'm sorry if I'm like jumping around all over the place. No, you're good.
No, that's what a real conversation is. I jump around all the time when I'm talking to my friends. So yeah, we're talking as friends. People just get to listen in. Go ahead.
Yeah. So when my wife and I moved up to Guthrie in 2015, we started the boarding house at the end of 2016, and I went part-time at my accounting job at that time to just kind of make ends meet because we didn't know how that was going to do either. And I had a lot of like free time when I went part-time. I was at home with our 2 young children while Kaylin worked the shop. And I just remember thinking like, man, I should probably be doing something, extra to supplement like me going part-time. And I remember like shipping product out was an obstacle for me and something that intimidated me. So I was like, man, I think if I could just get shipping down, I could be okay and list some things on eBay. So I just watched like a couple YouTube videos of this guy who resells for a living. And
do you remember who that was?
Yeah, his YouTube name is Rockstar Flipper, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, he lives in Florida, but he's like full-time, very successful reseller. I don't think he does too much online like I do, but he like goes out to the stores and like really just like hunts for stuff. Okay. But he just kind of explained like how to get good or how to ship for like the cheapest rates possible and basically just like selling small things. Mm-hmm. So I started going to Facebook, just looking for video games, seeing if I could find good deals on video games. And I would just kind of compare what I was finding on Facebook and Craigslist to eBay prices. And if I found a good deal, then, I drive out and get that game. And
now, hold on a second. How much time would you say that because you and I have talked about, my son says that he wants to flip. And for those of you listening, just in case you haven't gotten the big picture here, is Tim was in account payables for a company, decided, and he's kind of sharing that story now, that he was going to go full-time into flipping. He's now doing that full-time. Is that what you got? Full-time? Yeah. What do you say? What do you do for a living? I'm a full-time flipper. Like, what is that? How do you say that?
Yeah, like normally I'll say I'm a full-time reseller, but really I'm
reseller.
Okay, yeah. But really, like I have a business. It's called Novel, Novyl. So really I have a full-time or I have an online sneaker and collectible resale business.
Yeah. So my son was, and so one of the things that I'm talking to him about is the time that you have to put in it to research, to really know the product, because you can say that you want to resell something, but you got to understand the product that you're wanting to resell. So
for sure,
when you talk about going to eBay and Facebook to see how much games cost versus on eBay. Now, when you say eBay is a place to where people can bid on it. Do you look at the bids or the buy now number? Or do you look at and see like what the highest bids were for those that actually they sold for?
So eBay has a cool feature where it lets you look at like auctions that have ended or buy it nows that have ended. So you can actually look and sort by like recent end date and see what something sold for like today or prior days past. And so that's what I would look at, is just whatever item you're looking at, what it ended for, and that's like a really good gauge for how much you can expect. Because if you look at current listings that haven't ended, some people will have like crazy buy it now prices that no one's gonna touch.
Okay.
And then also auctions could be days away from ending, and they might be a lot lower than they'll end for. So looking at the sold listings is
the sold listings. Now you're looking at the sold listings. When you're looking for games on Facebook and Craigslist, are you looking for a specific game, or are you just any games and then going back and looking on eBay? Did you know which games you were looking for?
I was mainly looking for vintage type games.
What's vintage? Give us an example.
Like early Nintendo, like back in the cartridge days before discs. It's just it's collectible and nostalgic, and they still sell quickly and like for a good amount of money. Like it's, you know, if you get like a Mario cartridge game, you get like $20 or more. And some people like on Facebook, they might not really know what they have, or they just want to sell it quickly.
For $5.
Yeah, so you can get some pretty good deals. Yeah.
And so then you put it on eBay. Now, when you put it on eBay, do you put it as a opportunity for people to bid or buy now?
I prefer to do buy it nows.
Yeah.
Bidding is good for, I'd say, like very rare items that maybe like haven't sold in many months or years.
Like, do you have an example of like something that you've seen that you would say that's a rare item?
Oh, as far as video games, I can't think of any, but like sports cards, for sure. Because sports cards are something I'm big into now, in addition to sneakers, and the market's just crazy right now. But like sports cards have some really limited cards, like a 1 of 1, for example. Like they'll just print one card and some lucky person will pull it out of a pack, and you're like, I don't really know what to value this at, so you put that on like an auction and let people bid up to however much they feel like it's worth. But so stuff like that, where it's like a 1 of 1 item, or you know, maybe like 5 or 10 in existence. It'd be good to put on an auction. Or they have a feature where you can do buy it now or best offer, which then you could, you know, put a super high price or best offer so that you get offers from people. You know, if you price it high enough to where you don't think it'll sell for that, people can offer what they're willing to pay. Nice.
So you talked about, let's go. No, how do you spell the name of your business?
It's Novyl.
Novyl. And you're on, like, how do people find you?
I'm on eBay. I have my own eBay store, and you can find me by going and typing in novel collection is my eBay name.
So they go on eBay and then go to search, or how do you find a retail store?
Oh,
let's just see a search. Surely search.
eBay is a bit difficult trying to find.
Thank you for saying that. I was wondering if I was the only person
trying to find a store. Yeah, just type that in and see.
Let's just see what happens. Let's see if you're. So while we're looking for this, what is an item like you're like? It was a big one for you outside of, so like you said, you got the
National Treasures.
The National Treasure, 2,500. You paid $700 or something for them.
Yeah, $750 per box.
$750. Do you mind? Is that your best, or have you had something better? And you don't have to maybe say the cost, but what was it?
As far as profit goes per item, that was the most profit per item. But as far as like profit margin goes, where you spend a small amount and sell for a lot more, there was actually a silver coin. Hey, there I am.
Yeah. You're here.
So the United States Mint, which is kind of funny because I was doing accounting for a precious metals retailer, but I actually got this coin after I left. But the United States Mint will release some special coins every month or so, a couple or so per month, and silver American Eagles are very popular amongst collectors. They usually don't have a mintage limit on them. It's usually just like unlimited. They'll just mint as many as are purchased. But this last year in September, well, it was at the end of 2019, they minted this silver American Eagle, and it had a 30,000 mintage limit. So they only created 30,000 of these coins, and retail was, I want to say, like $65. So pretty low. And needless to say, it like word spread, like everyone knew about this coin, not just coin collectors, but sneaker resellers got wind of it, and so everyone was going for this coin. Traffic to the site was just madness, and like trying to add the coin to your cart and pay for it was super difficult. It took minutes to even like check out if you even could, but I managed to get one, and so retail was like $65. Sold it, I think, 2 weeks later for $1,200. So that was the biggest like profit margin. It was like more than 10 times my investment in a matter of 2 weeks. So that was pretty wild.
That is wild. Now is that addictive?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Is it almost like gamble? Like I've never gambled.
Mm-hmm.
But I would imagine that probably has the same kind of, I don't know if you've ever been to a casino or anything and gambled.
Yeah.
Is it similar?
It's very similar. You definitely get a rush from flipping, especially something like that.
Uh-huh.
Something that you know is gonna resell well, and you manage to get one. I think that's what makes what I do so exciting too, because like there might not be something every day, but I would say, at least a couple times a week there's a good purchasing opportunity, and then just the rush of getting that item it's definitely like gambling.
Yeah, yeah.
Sure.
How many hours do you think that you put in just solely on researching product that you can resell?
Oh, I would say I'm probably doing about 4 to 5 hours a day on research.
Uh-huh.
That's actually what I enjoy the most about what I do is doing the research and buying. Time management's kind of tough because I'll just get caught up just
researching.
Looking for deals, because really there's just like, aside from scheduled releases for like shoes and other things, like there's always money to be made and just good deals to be found. So if you can like find a good deal that no one else knows about, that's like what you really want to look for, especially in the saturated market that it's become. So but yeah, 4 or 5 hours.
Let's talk about it being saturated. So we know like everybody's trying to do it.
Yeah.
It's saturated, I think, in the sense of like everybody's trying to
Everybody's
do it.
doing it.
But not everybody's capable of doing it, right?
Right.
What are some things that you have to do in order to continue to be successful in a saturated market? What are you learning? Like, man, I have to be consistent in doing XYZ in order to be successful at this.
I think what I previously mentioned about like looking for deals that aren't widely known.
Okay.
So I'll get to Discord and talk about like the sneaker world in a bit and just everyone that's in it. But like as Hetty was saying, like just since so many people are doing it, these what would be called like low key finds are becoming more widely known now. So it gets harder and harder to, buy something that not a lot of people know about. And because of that, that just immediately affects resale and, drops it closer to retail. The more people know about it and the more people that get it. So as much as you can do, like find your own niche. And I know that's probably like a cliche reseller thing to say, but yeah, like finding your own niche or finding a deal that no one knows about will really help you stay ahead. But as far as staying successful on like well-known releases, really just practice, I would say. Practice makes perfect. Like there's lots of different techniques as far as getting shoes. I would say going to a website, take like a Yeezy, for example, because Yeezys are...
well, you got a couple of pair of Yeezys that I'm eyeing right now on your eBay store. That one pair my wife said I bet not ever bring home, which are these... I'm sorry, you always taking a commercial break. These Adidas Boost, not Adidas, these Yeezy Boosts. Yeah. The 700 utility black with the gum sole. Mm-hmm. Man, and you have them cheaper than StockX, I think. So
I don't know if I do in that size. That's another thing about shoes is size makes a huge difference on what.
Keep talking. I'm gonna go. Hold on a second. Keep talking.
Oh, sure.
Size what?
Size. As far as most shoes go, the smaller size, the better. Jordans, Yeezys, I'd say.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, any Jordan wise, any size like 9.5 or lower is what is considered a money size, and then for Yeezys, any size 6.5 or lower would be a money size. So you can have like the same shoe in a Yeezy, take like a size 6.5 that could be selling for $400, but then that same colorway in like a size 12 could be selling for less than $300. So size really does make a difference when it comes to these shoes.
Nice.
Funny.
Nice. So you have a 12 in this Boost, right?
I do.
So you're saying that if that was a 6.5, it'd be a lot higher price point.
Yes.
Why do smaller sizes sell for more? Is it less smaller sizes? Do they make more 12s and 6.5s?
I don't know if production is less on the smaller sizes, but I do know that more people like to buy them for their girl, you know? Like so like
Are you serious? Are you serious?
Yeah. It's a good gift for your lady if you're married. So the market opens up for more people whenever it's smaller. Like females tend to have smaller shoe sizes. So
that is funny.
Yeah.
Now one more question. So you have the 700 on here. These are Yeezys I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. Then you have the 500.
Yeah.
The Boost, the utility 700 is going for $309.95. The Yeezy 500 is at $299.9. What size is that?
That is a size 8.
Oh wow,
yeah.
So that, how do you determine the prices on this stuff?
So if I list shoes on eBay, which I actually list shoes on StockX and Goat more than eBay.
So you can put stuff on. I thought StockX was like some guy just making a killing and just had all these shoes. So there's
really?
There's a group of you all who can.
Yeah.
Okay.
StockX is kind of in a way becoming the next eBay. The main difference is you can't sell used items on StockX. They all have to be new, and you also can't just like list a random thing on StockX. Like it has to be something that's already on there for sale. So it mainly started out with shoes and clothing, but it's slowly expanding into sports cards.
Yeah,
and even like jewelry. But yeah, like anybody can sell on StockX, and it's very easy, very convenient, which is why I think it's gained so much popularity, especially with younger kids, like young teenagers. You don't have to take any pictures as long as you agree to like your item is brand new, unworn. You can list it at whatever price you like, and you can either sell it now for the highest bid, or you can set your own price and just wait until price naturally increases, because as supply gets lower, prices will increase. So if you need money now, you can sell it right away. If you want to get the like most profit for that item, then you can just set your own price, and it's super convenient. And then Goat works pretty much the same way.
Now, you mentioned Discord, and you were going to say, what about shoes and...
Oh, yeah. So Discord is what...
Spell Discord for me.
Discord.
Okay.
And I'm not sure how old the app is, but it's pretty new to me. I didn't know about it until last year, but it's basically just an online server where you can create your own server and invite friends, basically kind of like a chat room almost.
Okay.
And
so is there a whole bunch of different types of Discord, and people jump in and out of them to have conversations around a particular thing?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm mainly involved in like sneaker Discords and resell Discords, of course, which if you go to Twitter, you can find just a plethora of Discords, but yeah, a lot of them are paid, so you can't just join a lot of them, especially a sneaker Discord where they're basically like spoon feeding you all of the info for sneaker release dates. And
how are they getting the information? Inside connections?
Yeah, so like the Discord owner or whatever group is basically doing all of that work.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's not so much that they have a connection. They're just doing all the research and everything for this particular group. So you can just jump in and be like, oh, so I don't have to go spend 5 or 6 hours.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Pretty much. And there's more, like there are moderators. It's almost like a newer version of a Reddit, I would say, because like Reddit has moderators and people that kind of like just help out and whatnot. So these paid Discords, they're making good money, and they make enough to pay other people to help out in other areas. So like usually the owner of a sneaker Discord will focus on sneakers, and he or she will give out all of that info, but then there will be like a low key thread in that Discord where somebody else is in charge of that. Or Funkos used to be really popular, so there might be like a Funko section, and so it's funny, there's actually like job opportunities within that if you wanted to give that sort of information.
How do you pay the person? Like, does Discord have it set up to where it's built that way for you to pay somebody to be inside their Discord?
I think they might all be different, but the one that I'm in, it's called Endurance, and I pay through Patreon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
But
okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, I bet a lot of them are probably like that through Patreon or the Cash App, and once you sign up, I don't know, but yeah, that's crazy. That is real crazy that exists, and it speaks to how big this reselling thing is.
Right. Yeah. So and back when I was working at my last employer, and I was kind of like on the outside looking in. So like right before I quit, I was still mainly involved with just selling vinyl records and sports cards.
Yeah.
I hadn't put my focus on sneakers so much, but I didn't know anybody that was really like into sneaker reselling. But I knew how profitable it was, so it was like my goal to figure all of it out and like and I guess get my foot in the door. So luckily there are YouTubers out there who, like the owner of the Discord that I'm in, he has a pretty big YouTube channel where he goes over sneaker releases and like how to get a certain shoe, like tips and techniques. And he's an awesome like YouTuber and Discord owner.
Do you have a Discord?
No, I don't.
Have you thought about it?
Kind of. I think it would be a lot of time, and I don't really understand. I don't really understand how like owners are able to do that and resell.
Yeah,
like they do it for sure. But I don't know how I would. I feel so strapped for time already.
Yeah, for sure. With kids, wife, yeah,
and that's probably a big part of it too. Just having the kids and wife.
So my son wants to be an entrepreneur, wants to be a reseller. He thinks he's not quite sure. He definitely wants to be an entrepreneur. Yeah. What would you say to my son right now if he said, "What's the most challenging thing about being an entrepreneur?"
Oh, for me right now, it's probably time management. Just goes back to like how I was saying, I just want to spend all my time, just like looking for deals and opportunities and making those opportunities. But for someone who maybe hasn't like started reselling, I would say just actually getting out there and trying to get a pair of shoes or whatever your interests are, really, whatever you're interested in. Just get out there on the internet and see what something's selling for, or like a limited item. Twitter is a great resource, and YouTube is as well. You can pretty much get all this info, but like Twitter,
Instagram. Did you say Instagram?
Instagram's good. You can get like a lot of release dates on Instagram. I mentioned that like the Discord that I'm in is a paid Discord, but there are free groups out there that they offer release dates of like widely known shoes. They don't really you're not going to have monitors in the group, which I haven't hit on yet, but like paid Discord groups have monitors on like sneaker websites. So basically, like if a shoe is out of stock, they'll have this there's just like coders and programmers everywhere in this world, and so like they'll code like a web scraper it refreshes the page, and if an item comes back in stock, it will send the link to like your Discord that you're in, and it gives you like an add to cart link, so you can try and be fast and beat everyone else out and like get this shoe that comes back in stock. So like free groups won't really have that, but you will at least get release dates, and they should offer some like tips on how to get shoes. But I mean, if you just have a few $100s of capital, like I would say just go out there and try and get your first like pair of Yeezys, and it's super easy to sell on StockX or GOAT, and I think that first sell will really help your confidence and just boost your confidence a bit.
That's what I'm trying to get my son at. It's like, let's just get your first sale. Let's get something out there. I'm trying to walk him through, and you may tell me differently, but I'm trying to get him like, just set up an eBay account. Let's just get you a sale. Let's just put something on there. Like let's just find something around the house. Just walk through the steps and put it on there. Is eBay the first place that he should start, or would you suggest something differently?
Do you know what kind of interests he has? Is he into shoes or clothing or anything?
I think he's into shoes probably right now, more so than anything. Okay. Like his uncle just sent him some Jordan. He sent him the threes. Okay. So sent him that, and sent him some LeBron. So I think he likes he's kind of checking that out and looking into that. But I'm not sure if that's going to be his main thing.
Gotcha. eBay is important in my opinion, because a lot sneakers pretty saturated, but all of the low key stuff that you're gonna find to like kind of create your own niche, eBay is definitely where I like to go to like sell my vinyl records and video games and sports cards too. So yeah, like creating an eBay account and just, you know, listing some small stuff on there to get your feedback rating up.
Yeah.
That's a big thing on eBay is your seller rating, your score.
Yeah, that's serious, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
What is yours? Let's see what yours is right now.
Oh man, I've put in some.
Oh
work.
man, you're 100%.
Yep.
You're legit. Okay, so people can follow you like on Facebook or Instagram and stuff like that.
Yeah, they can.
I can go follow you. Okay.
Yeah, so I do have a link to my eBay store on my Instagram. I need to do a better job of keeping up with my Instagram pictures, but yeah, my link's on there. I have a Twitter as well, and you can follow me.
How many sales a week do you think you get?
Oh, a week? Just eBay or like overall?
Oh, just overall.
Oh, I would say anywhere from about 25 to 40 a week.
So is the post office giving you a discount? UPS, I don't know where you're going, but they should be giving you a discount.
So you can purchase your shipping labels through eBay, and that actually offers the best discount that I've found.
Well, I see that you have free shipping on. Is it everything?
It is.
What, free shipping or best offer? What is that? Best offer on this price?
Yeah,
to buy?
best offer on the price.
Okay.
The free shipping is a little, I guess, tactic I like to use because it gives you more icons on your listing. Like it'll show up like fast and free.
Okay.
So it just kind of makes your listing stand out more.
Yeah.
And it also, let's say somebody has an item listed for $90 with $10 shipping, but then I have it listed for $100 in free shipping.
You're gonna get the leg up.
Yes.
Yeah.
I should at least like.
Not always the case here. Yes, I get it. That's funny.
But like, yeah, a lot of people will think like seeing the $90 is the one to go for and the better deal. Like people will think that buyers are going to gravitate towards that 90 instead of 100.
Yeah.
But I mean, buyers are smart, so like they're going to click on it and see that it's $10 shipping, and like they're going to go with the one who has the best feedback at that point, and just who they feel more comfortable with. So in addition to like your listing standing out more, you also get like eBay does promotions every now and then, like eBay bucks, and you get like a percentage back on the total sales price, but that doesn't include shipping. So the buyer actually has more incentive to buy something that has a higher price rather than like they're paying the same price no matter what, but they're going to make more money back on that $100 item with free shipping.
Okay.
They'll make like 10% on 100 instead of 10% on 90.
I see.
If that makes sense.
I see. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah.
When did you get into like? Were you always into? Because I watch like right now. Which Jordans are those that you got on? Those are extremely fresh.
Thank you. These are the Jordan 1s. They are the, what are they called? I think they're the Hyper Crimson colorway. They came out at the beginning of last year, but I guess I've always kind of been into fashion or shoes.
Yeah.
Not so much Jordans until I'd say like late middle school, early high school.
What are those reselling for?
Oh, the pair that I'm currently wearing, I don't know.
Oh yeah,
we can pull up StockX right now.
Let's find out real quick.
Yeah.
But so you said around high school you started kind of getting to
Jordans a bit.
Yeah.
I think it was probably just seeing like friends who had them and liking the way they looked. So definitely like influence from from buddies in high school and like being on the basketball team, and
Okay.
just wanted to have the
Did you
the
hoop
fresh
in high
kicks.
school?
I did.
I didn't know that. All basketball players seem like they love sneakers. Which one is that? Oh, is this it?
Type in hyper.
Just type in hyper or Jordan.
Yeah, hyper, and I bet it comes up. Yeah, there it is.
Oh, look, boom. Let's see.
So I'm a 14, and I actually have the cheapest shoe size.
Oh, okay.
People don't. Not many people want 14s for some reason.
Wow. what did they? Oh, retail 160.
160,
So
so
252. But let's see what size
So
is.
if you click on the
All
size,
yeah.
So,
Oh yeah, 14 170.
yeah. So right around retail.
So they're not going for a super high.
No,
yeah,
it's pretty
yeah.
low. It wasn't a super like
Sought after
colorway, but I like it.
Yeah, no, I like them. They're fresh. That's good. Good. Let's see. So we can wrap it up here. So you talked about the most challenging thing. Thank you for sharing that for the people out there listening. So you talked about shop online versus so being an online reseller versus someone who would go out and hunt for the product. Two different type of resellers.
Yeah. I would say that a lot of the younger generation are going to be like the online type reseller, and then people that have been doing it for a while, since like way before StockX days, like late 90s, early 2000s, eBayers will probably go out to like thrift stores and garage sales to find their flips, which I kind of like. I'm a little bit of both. I definitely spend more time online, but when I'm out, I kind of know what I want to look for. So like if I'm at a Goodwill or some sort of clothing shop like that, I'll look for like vintage t-shirts or just name brand t-shirts, any kind of like hype wear that you find out in the wild like that is always a good buy. And things are just so cheap whenever you shop at a thrift store, so you can really get a lot of stuff, but you really have to rely on volume if you're going to do that. And then clothing also takes a while to sell. As compared to shoes sell almost instantly if you want. But yeah, I grew up like my dad, he used to sell on eBay like in the early 2000s.
Did he really?
Yeah.
What was he selling? What was Pop selling?
So my uncle actually has been collecting Hot Wheels since I want to say the 70s or 80s, and
Hot Wheels are hot. Like they've always been a pretty decent reseller.
They have, and I think popularity dwindled a bit for a while, but man, they're really starting to come back. Like Supreme had a Hot Wheel collab just last year, I want to say, and so yeah, Hot Wheels are cool. But I started collecting Hot Wheels probably like age 9 or 10. And I remember one Black Friday, my dad and I were at Target, and there are these Hot Wheels called treasure hunts, and it was like 1 per 72 count case. So it was like a pretty rare car, and Hot Wheels being $1, you could sell these treasure hunts for a good amount of money, like $20 or more on eBay at the time. And that Black Friday we found I think 6 or 7, and it was like that feeling that Hetty and I were talking about earlier, just like that rush, that endorphin rush. And from there we just got super into collecting Hot Wheels for about a year or two. So my dad was selling Hot Wheels, and he had his own like personal collection, and he would buy like multiple and then sell the additional ones to pay for the ones that he kept. So he was doing that, and then I kind of got into sports cards around LeBron's rookie year. And
now sports cards are I think sports cards have always had something there, but they've kind of had a resurgence.
They are crazy this year.
Yeah.
Crazy this year. Zion Williamson.
Yeah.
Are you familiar?
He's the best NBA.
Yeah, NBA.
He's the rookie, right?
Yeah. He's making his debut game tomorrow. Like, he was injured in the preseason and hasn't played a game this whole season, but tomorrow he'll be back. But man, like there's so many new investors. Like, since I've been reselling sneakers, I've seen people that were solely sneaker resellers like come into the sport card world, and they're beginning to open packs and collect them.
Yeah.
So just like a couple years ago, it was pretty much just hobby collectors, people that were building their collections, and not too much outside activity. But in just the past like year or two, there's been a lot of like investors coming into the scene now. So
like Gary Vaynerchuk.
Yeah. So you've seen him with his baseball cards. Dropping like
he did a
$millions.
He did a collab, didn't he? With he had a pack to where his he had a, so I can't remember. Anyway, but so I follow him, and I've seen how he's really kind of jumping back into the selling cards or whatever. So
so I saw a video of him and thought that was wild. But there's so much investor and institutional money flowing into the sport card hobby right now. In addition to people that were already in it, and then the sneaker guys who want to buy and collect. So hobby, like card prices for basketball at least, are at like all-time highs right now. And there's actually, so I don't know if your son's interested in sports cards, but go ahead. There's like almost any product that is being created this year that has Zion in it, it's almost like guaranteed to make money. And you can go out to like Walmart and find these cards and to flip. So,
I'm gonna have to let you know that we're looking for different things like that. So hey, when are you starting your YouTube channel, podcast? How can people find you? How can they learn more about you?
I don't know if when or if I'll venture into the YouTube or podcast world. My main goal is to just grow my inventory and buy as much as I can. That's kind of what I enjoy, and I think doing a podcast or YouTube would take a lot of time as far as editing goes, and
or just do like me and just upload it. Like, hey, here's the conversation. People, but I think they're not to encourage you. I get what you're saying. I love that thought as far as like, hey, my word for 2020 is less, and so I'm trying to do less and be able to do more. So I really love that. But I think now, I don't think people are looking for that shiny, make it feel perfect kind of thing, to where I think people want the real conversation. They want to see what it really looks like. And that's what I like to watch. Like, I love to watch people who just give us the real deal and let us learn and watch. But so I think it's becoming a little bit easier right now for people to jump in and not have to know everything and how to edit and all that. And
right. That's true. That's true. That's a good point.
That's my thought. Maybe I can just have you on once a month and we talk about it's a hot thing. So how can I?
That'd be cool.
For me, I'm like, how can I create content that that's going to draw people into and I can learn from it? And so
that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I'd
So
like
we may do that, like try to find the trends and things like that.
Yeah.
And be able just to kind of sit down and talk about that.
I would enjoy that.
Yeah.
I would enjoy that a lot.
I think that'd be cool. Now tell them one more time, where can they find you?
Find me on Twitter, Novel Collection. So it's NOVYL Collection, no spaces. Same for Instagram, and Instagram and Twitter both link to my eBay store. Or you just find me Timothy Swonger on Twitter, Instagram, if you just want to message me with any questions. But yeah.
Cool. Well, hey, Tim, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to be able to kind of share a little bit of your story. I've learned from you, be inspired by you, and connect with you via all those different, connect with him, follow him, go buy something. If you want to buy me those Yeezys, I think I can fit a 12. I might have to go try those on. But thank you again, ladies and gentlemen, for hitting that play button. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, as always, go win.